WFLA Now will begin momentarily. WFLA Now will begin momentarily. Streaming live on WFLA Now, powered by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Here's J.B. Buno.
Breaking news here from Eagle 8 HD over McKay Bay in Tampa, where police say a kayaker has discovered a human leg. Tampa police here at the scene were told a dive team here at the scene as well. Breaking down the latest of what we know on this developing story here on WFLA Now. Hey there, everybody. JB Buno here with you live. We are losing sunlight clearly here, as we have been noting over the last several weeks, losing more and more daylight as the days go on. But let's show you here from Eagle 8 HD on the touchscreen, going over here, and you can see this is at McKay Bay, 22nd Street, where we're told that a Tampa police dive team is at the scene here after a human leg was discovered by a kayaker. This all unfolding over the last hour or so. And now the dive team is here looking for any additional signs of perhaps human remains in the area. As of right now, what we know from Tampa police, the only thing that they have found, based on what has been told to WFLA.com and WFLA News Channel 8, is it is just a human leg. And of course, the subsequent questions after that are, where are the rest of the human remains? But it is a human leg, as confirmed by Tampa police to WFLA.com, and you can click on the link if you're joining us on Facebook, if you're joining us on YouTube. You can click on the link in the Facebook Live and YouTube Live description on this video. It'll take you over to WFLA.com and the WFLA app, where you can read the latest. But quite frankly, right now, this being a developing story, there isn't too much to this story. As we learn details here live in our newsroom, we'll pass them along to you. But you can see, and you will see over the next several minutes, daylight is precious. We are losing it very quickly, and we're not. Eagle 8 HD has a very technologically advanced camera. We will be able to see quite a bit even after the sun goes down, but the clarity of this shot is going to get degraded a little bit here over the next several minutes as we continue to lose daylight here over Tampa. So for those of you just joining us, again, a human leg found here at McKay Bay, in McKay Bay. That's south of, that's really the southeast side of Tampa. That's near DeSoto Park, Palmetto Beach. And this all happening in the last hour or so, we've been told, or really the latter portion of the afternoon here, this November 11th, 2021. You can see, we'll go back here, touch the touchscreen, we'll go back here full screen and show you the Tampa police boat that is in the water. This is believed to be the area where dive teams are in the water right now, searching for any other additional signs of human remains. And you can see all the long line of cars here as well, near the bridge, 22nd Street at McKay Bay here in Tampa, Florida. If you have any questions here in the Facebook Live comment section, YouTube Live comment section, as we do on WFLA Now, you can use hashtag HeyJB. You see it here underneath my name on the yellow stripe on the left side of your screen. If you have any questions here on the story, we'll try to pay attention to the Facebook Live and YouTube Live comment section. We'll also take a look here at Twitter as well, but we'll stay full screen with Eagle 8 HD as we have a little bit of daylight left. And I'll be stepping away here for just a moment, looking for some of the hashtag HeyJB questions and comments coming in on social media. JB back with you live on WFLA Now, folks. Again, the developing story that we're following from Eagle 8 HD. A human leg discovered in Tampa's McKay Bay here at 22nd. You're looking at 22nd Street during really the, no, it is still the evening commute as we approach 6 o'clock Eastern time. Eagle 8 HD over 22nd Street, and the dive team that is in the water. I want to get some of the questions that have been coming in with hashtag KJB and Judith saying, why was somebody diving in that particular area? This was a kayaker that made this discovery at sometime this late afternoon here on November 11th. And so we now have dive teams in the water from Tampa Police, but it was a kayaker who made this discovery. Now, a kayaker must have seen something above the surface of the water, or something that perhaps was partially submerged, but likely not under the water were the remains when they were discovered by the kayaker. Again, there's the boat, and we're losing. You can see how dark this shot is getting as we lose daylight, as we do here in Tampa, Florida. People who live here in beautiful Tampa Bay, they know that we get a beautiful sunsets, but at this time of year, of course, as it works, we're losing sunlight quite quickly here. Going back here full screen, we'll take some more questions and comments using hashtag KJB. Suzanne Wheeler, what condition was the leg in? This is of course, a question that people are going to ask, and we have been talking quite a bit about human remains of late in relation to the Brian Laundrie story, as we have been doing in many of our WFLA Now live streams over the last several weeks. So this question coming in pretty quickly from Suzanne. We do not know the condition in which the leg was in. If we have that information passed along to us, we'll of course let you know about it. All we know is that it was a human leg found by a kayaker, and now dive teams are searching the area for any signs of anything else connected to these human remains that were discovered in McKay Bay. Back in 30 seconds with more of your comments. JB back with you live on WFLA Now. Again, you can click on the link in the description on this video. On Facebook Live, YouTube Live, you'll see a short link, 8.wfla.com, in the description on this video. It'll take you over to WFLA.com, or if you're watching on a mobile device or on a equipped device, it'll take you over to WFLA.com's app, WFLA's app, if you have the app installed on the device in which you're watching. Getting back to some of the questions that are coming in, and yes, we understand that there's a lot of questions pertaining to that other story I was just referencing. Radine Whiting, hashtag AJB, is this near where the gun was found, in reference to, again, yes, a lot of folks still asking about the Brian Laundrie story. Of course, our WFLA Now audience very plugged into that story, and this is not near where we have been talking about a firearm being found in Pinellas County. That is to the west of here, a county over and all the way on the southwest side. So this is nowhere near where that firearm was found, a considerable distance from one end of Tampa. This is really the east end of Tampa Bay, and that firearm in question, again, no known connection to the Brian Laundrie story, but that firearm that people have been asking so many questions about was found on the southwest end of Pinellas County, really the entryway to Tampa Bay, or near the entryway to Tampa Bay, that being the area of the Fort DeSoto campground, and that is the complete opposite end of Tampa Bay. So in no which way, shape, or form are these two locations geographically close. Audrey, #KJB, were there any shoes or socks on the leg? We don't know if the leg was clothed in any way. All we know is that it is a human leg that it was found. And we also don't know, as gruesome as this is, and we understand this is a gruesome conversation, we don't know if this is a partial leg or a fully intact leg and the condition in which the leg was found. We just know it is a human leg, and it was found here in Tampa at McKay Bay by a kayaker. And we don't know entirely at this time where the leg is, whether or not it's been transported from the scene. But that brings us to our next question. It comes in from YouTube. Hello to our YouTube audience. Bad Luck Brett on YouTube, #KJB. How come the cops haven't set up a tent, or is that just when they find skulls? So interestingly enough, it can be procedural for them to, if they need to, set up an area where they're going to be staying for a lengthier period of time. If they know that they're going to be on scene for quite a while, you'll see, especially in Florida where it can get pretty hot, you'll see very commonly that officers will set up a tent area, like an kind of an overhead tent, just to shade themselves from the sun. But clearly this discovery being made in the latter portion of the afternoon, later in the afternoon, entering the early evening hours. So it's actually quite cool and quite comfortable outside right now. The temperature, as I understand it, around 70 degrees. So it's quite cool and comfortable out there right now in Tampa Bay, Florida. So don't have to really worry about the shade. However, with a chopper in the air, sometimes what you will see is police put up that overhead tent just to, if there's something that they don't want the media to see, whether it's from the air or the ground, you'll see that happen sometimes, but no tent to note right now. Look at how dark the shot has got from Eagle 8 HD, and we'll try to adjust this shot here momentarily to try to give you a better idea. But as I noted at the very beginning of the stream, with the sun officially setting, we are losing quite a bit of light as far as seeing the scene, where dive teams are currently in the water trying to find any additional signs of what is, again, additional signs related to this human leg that was found by a kayaker here in Tampa. But a beautiful wide shot showing you really just a gorgeous landscape of Tampa, Florida. You're looking at Tampa, Florida, folks, and Eagle might be getting ready to return home to the nest. But our coverage doesn't stop here. We have the latest for you on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. And as Tampa police learn more information that they can release to the public, we'll let you know about it on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. Also, worth pointing out, we are currently in the 6 o'clock news. Yeah, your NBC station right here in Tampa Bay. That's us, WFLA News Channel 8. Turn on your televisions, flip over to WFLA, your NBC station, News Channel 8 here in Tampa. You'll find the entire 8 on Your Side team currently on the air with Keith Kate, Jen Lee, our entire phenomenal staff here at WFLA News Channel 8. They're talking about this story and a whole lot more. But for the latest updates on this story as they develop from Tampa Police, what we're able to find out, we've got 8 on Your Side's Nico Clemens, a reporter, a phenomenal reporter who's here at the scene. He was actually arriving there at the scene a short time ago, but it was a little bit difficult to see just because of how much daylight we've lost. He'll have the latest for you as well on WFLA.com, the WFLA app, and as well as his various social media platforms. We'll leave you here with this. Eagle 8 HD, returning home to the nest, a beautiful sight here at Tampa. And there you can see the strip at McKnight Airport, where Eagle 8 HD is going to be landing here momentarily. A pretty short flight. And there's the feed going out. Peter O'Knight Airport, where Eagle 8 HD is landing now. Folks, the latest on this story right now for you on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. If you're on social media, click on the link in the description on this video. It'll take you over to the latest on this developing story, a human leg found by a kayaker here in Tampa, Florida. Good evening.
breaking news on WFLA Now. Here's JB Buno.
Skyway Bridge, Manatee County. Another breaking news story just coming in here to WFLA Now. We have a vehicle here on fire. Details coming in. We'll let you know exactly what's happening. Again, on WFLA.com, the WFLA app.
WFLA Now will begin momentarily. WFLA Now will begin momentarily. Streaming live on WFLA Now. Powered by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Here's JB Buno.
Breaking news from the Skyway Bridge, where a vehicle is on fire in the northbound lanes. Eagle 8 HD nearing the scene. We're working the phones trying to find out if there's any injuries. The latest for you on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. Hello there, folks. JB Buno. We were just wrapping up the stream about a human leg that has been discovered by a kayaker in nearby McKay Bay. Eagle 8 HD right now. If we go here, dual box, we'll show you on the left side of your screen heading over to the Skyway Bridge. On the right side of your screen, this is a traffic camera showing you right now what we have from the Skyway Bridge between Manatee and Pinellas counties. Of course, St. Petersburg, Florida, the nearest point of reference for those of you joining us outside of the Tampa Bay area or outside of Florida. And you can see Eagle 8 HD right now zooming in to locate this vehicle fire. But the northbound lanes, you can clearly see that there is no traffic passing by this vehicle fire at the moment. This is a major inconvenience for commuters in the area trying to get home or trying to get to their destination between, of course, Manatee County and Pinellas County. So we'll stay with Eagle 8 HD and get you back over there in a moment. But in the meantime, we'll go full screen to the vehicle fire. There you can see in the top right, somewhere somebody is nearby there on foot. Not sure if that is a driver or a passenger in the vehicle or if that is a first responder. This is a traffic cam mounted high up on one of the poles that you would see, usually a light pole of some kind or a very tall pole that's near the bridge itself or on the bridge itself. And you can see that the shakiness is clearly due to the wind. There is a little bit of a breeze tonight in Tampa Bay, so a little bit of some vibration that we have. And we're moments away from taking you to Eagle 8 HD live to our YouTube audience. We were live with you a moment ago with the human leg that was discovered. We have more on that story right now on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. And we're staying here with you live on YouTube, and we've engaged a new Facebook Live audience as well as a new audience here on WFLA.com and the WFLA app, talking to you about this vehicle fire. Major inconvenience for folks trying to get to their destination. The Skyway Bridge, as frequently traveled as any bridge in the Tampa Bay area. And we're trying to find out what caused this fire and whether or not there are any injuries to report. We're working the phones. As soon as we have some details to pass along, we'll do so here on WFLA Now. So as soon as Eagle 8 HD arrives at the scene, we'll take you over to that shot. Again, one more time, going dual box here, and you can see that Eagle is kind of looking for that from way off in the distance. But the traffic camera there on the right side of your screen is what we'll stay with for the time being. Pointed in the southeast direction. This is technically a southbound camera, but this is the northbound lanes of the highway that are closed off for this vehicle fire. It looks to be a truck, and you can see, if you look closely there, that it looks like that is the panel of mirrors that you would see on the right side there. It's illuminated. It's kind of the best thing that we can see, or the best identifier as to what we're looking at, but it appears to be a truck of some kind, and it looks like it is the front of that truck, but we might get a much better idea as to the vehicle in question once Eagle 8 HD arrives at the scene. For those of you asking in the comment section for additional coverage on the human leg that has been discovered by a kayaker in McKay Bay, that's the other end of Tampa Bay, details on that story you can find right now on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. I see a lot of commenters asking about the human leg and updates there. As those updates come in to our newsroom, we post them and publish them to our various social media platforms. But first and foremost, they go right to WFLA.com and the WFLA app. Let's go full screen now to Eagle 8 HD for a moment and show you that our photographer, Chris Coyner, is currently looking for and sees now. Look at that. On the left side of your screen, you can see first responders trying to get to this vehicle fire. We have some first responders there towards the center of your screen already at the scene, and now we have what likely is Tampa Fire Rescue, or actually would be perhaps Manatee County or Pinellas County Fire Rescue teams arriving at the scene. Again, back to the vehicle fire. And now if you look in the top right-hand portion of your screen, you can see that there are people nearby. And as we were just noting, there is some of the first vehicles arriving at the scene. It looks like some fire rescue teams that are now just getting there. And of course, Eagle 8 HD was already in the air when this vehicle fire was initially reported. In fact, Eagle was moments away from landing. at Peter O'Knight Airport. And as it was landing, we got the word of a vehicle fire, and we got Eagle right back in the air. Okay, now we have fire rescue members getting the hoses out. And you're watching an active response from fire rescue members here in Tampa Bay, trying to put out this vehicle fire. That, again, this vehicle fire starting for unknown reasons. We do not know if there was anybody inside when the fire began or when the fire escalated, forcing the vehicle onto the shoulder of the highway, is what I should have said. And you can see that they are trying to make quick work of the fire. And we'll show you now. Let's go dual box, and we'll show you split screen from Eagle 8 HD. You can see there is the very picturesque Skyway Bridge and all of the traffic. The left side of your screen, if you look really closely, I know it can be hard on a mobile device like a cell phone, but if you look closely, you can see just lights after lights, an enormous traffic backup on the right side of your screen. We'll go full screen here again. You can see that they are really working this fire, getting right up on the vehicle fire is members of fire rescue here in Tampa Bay. Let's go dual box and again show you Eagle 8 HD on the left side of your screen. You can see that plume of smoke now as the fire is being worked on by fire rescue team members. You can see now that plume of smoke from Eagle 8 HD. The right side of your screen, you can see that they are making quick work of the fire live from the Skyway Bridge. Eagle 8 HD keeping a relatively safe distance away from the active scene. And when Eagle 8, we'll go full screen back to the traffic camera showing us this shot, but when Eagle 8 HD can illustrate for us exactly how long the long line of cars are that have been affected by this vehicle fire. This is the Skyway Bridge, as we noted earlier. A main vessel of transportation, especially at this time of day, the latter end of well, really just the evening commute. We're not entirely sure what time the vehicle fire started, but it might have been right in the heart of the evening commute this Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Time now 6:23 Eastern Time. So a traffic nightmare for the Skyway Bridge and for commuters and for those just trying to get from place A to place B. But of course, the biggest nightmare of all is for whomever was behind the wheel of this vehicle, and we're hoping that the driver of this vehicle is okay. We have not been told any additional information, and we'll check on any additional information coming in. And no, there has not been an update provided to us. You can see right now looks like they were trying to work the door on the vehicle. But it would appear that most, if not all, of the fire is contained. Quick work by fire rescue team members. Let's go to Eagle 8 HD. Look at this. Look at that long line of cars. Standstill traffic, a parking lot of traffic on the Skyway Bridge. Folks just trying to get home to their families, mostly, I would imagine. Oh, and now, okay, so it would appear that they are now releasing, oh, that's traffic in the opposite direction. So now we're getting a better vantage point here. So you can see that coming towards you, that's the northbound lanes. We're looking south. So on the left side of your screen are the northbound lanes. And you can see that we have just tremendous traffic in the opposite direction, the southbound direction. So overall, a massive just traffic nightmare on the Skyway Bridge tonight in both directions as a result of a vehicle fire. Let's go back now to the traffic camera. It looks like that I just saw some sparks flying. There's some more. Yeah, there's some sparks flying here. So it looks like they are working their way into the vehicle itself. And you can clearly see they've got the hardware out, cutting their way. We're looking at the front of the vehicle. And again, from this vantage point, it's difficult to see exactly what kind of vehicle we're talking about. Let's go back to Eagle. And just because we've lost so much daylight, it's hard to identify exactly what it does appear to be a truck of some kind, but what kind of a truck, what kind of a box truck? Some in the comment section were wondering, is that an ice cream truck? I've been following some of the comments on Facebook and on YouTube as we've been live here on WFLA Now, and people just trying to comment as to what kind of vehicle that we're looking at here. It almost is the shape itself. It has a very similar shape to that of an ambulance or a fire rescue utility vehicle. But now, okay, so now Eagle's getting within a relatively safe distance, and we get a better idea, and perhaps there's some identifying characteristics on the side of this vehicle that we can make out. It's clearly a truck. And now, it's a Brinks vehicle. Is this an armored vehicle? This is a Brinks security vehicle. So now you can see that they're cutting their way into the front of the vehicle, or working it with the saw. Just we're trying to understand exactly what they're working. But this is a Brinks vehicle on the Skyway Bridge that, for unknown reasons, caught fire. So this answers the question. There's been endless comments. What kind of vehicle are we talking about? Some were even wondering if it was a U-Haul type truck, but because it was so dark on the traffic camera shot, on this shot, you just couldn't make out what exactly it was. But now it makes more sense when you see it here visually. We're looking at a Brinks security vehicle, an armored style vehicle. We can't say for certain whether or not there are different classifications of armored vehicles. We can't say whether or not this is in an official capacity, whether or not but it's clearly a Brinks security vehicle. This is the type of vehicle that you would see make runs and do transportation runs between banks and between financial institutions. Back here, let's go dual box, in fact. Let's show you on the left side of your screen live from Eagle 8 HD, right side of your screen live from the traffic camera, showing you the Skyway Bridge. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now, catching everybody up here on what has been a very hectic last 90 minutes in the Tampa Bay area with two stories that we are currently monitoring. First, we were live for you on WFLA Now with a human leg that was discovered by a kayaker in McKay Bay. That's the opposite end of Tampa Bay from what you're looking at here. The second story that we're currently following, more on that in a second, but the human remains that were found, a human leg found by a kayaker. Dive teams were in the water when we were there with Eagle 8 HD. We're trying to find out more information. Our teams working the phones were there on the ground trying to find out more information about the human remains, the human leg itself that was found by a kayaker today, November 11, 2021, in really the late afternoon hours in McKay Bay in Tampa. As Eagle 8 HD was landing at Peter Knight Airport, we got word of a vehicle fire on the Skyway Bridge. That's the west end of Tampa Bay. Eagle 8 HD, instead of descending down for landing, went right back up into the air, and that's what you're looking at here. And look at this traffic backup. We don't know the cause of the vehicle fire. It's a Brinks security vehicle on fire. We don't know the cause of it, and we don't know the condition of the driver or any passenger that might have been riding shotgun in that vehicle, but we do know that this has been just a traffic nightmare. In fact, we might have, and let me know in the comment section to our Facebook and YouTube live audience, you might be sitting in this right now. We might have drivers who are in a parking lot of traffic looking for updates, trying to find out when the northbound traffic is going to be released. Southbound traffic is moving, but northbound, you are still at a standstill as they continue to work on the Brinks security vehicle. The fire is out, but it's still an active scene. So let us know. You might have found us on Facebook. You might have found us on YouTube. If you're in this parking lot of traffic in that direction, let us know about it. But right now, live from Eagle 8 HD, showing you just what is just a terrible night for commuters on the Skyway Bridge, and more so than that, just a terrible night for this for the driver of this Brinks security vehicle. And we are hoping that the driver and whomever else might have been inside. It's common for a Brinks security vehicle to be driven by more than one person, or a driver and a passenger. We're just hoping that everybody involved is okay. You can see that the vehicle was moved over to the shoulder. So if there was a fire that started, you would hope that the driver was able to move over the shoulder and quickly get out of the vehicle, and perhaps the passenger too, if there was a passenger, get out safely. We don't know how many people were in the vehicle. We don't know what caused the fire. We're trying to find that information out right now. As soon as we have it for you, we'll pass it along to you. But this is now still a very active scene, and the northbound lanes are still closed off, and might be closed off for a little bit longer as they work this scene and try to get a tow truck now to the area. They got to clear out this vehicle, though they might try, maybe, if they can, they might try to open up one lane of traffic as they await the tow truck to get there, if they can, just to get some of the traffic moving towards their destinations. Let's go back. Dual box. Left side of your screen, a zoom in from Eagle 8 HD. Right side of your screen, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5, perhaps 6. More than that. Members of Tampa, or excuse me, not Tampa. This is fire rescue. I'll try to get an accurate agency for our audience. Who exactly is working this fire? Again, when you're dealing with the response to a bridge, it can get a little bit complicated because you're talking about two jurisdictions. You're talking about Manatee County, Pinellas County. And it's hard to see. I'm trying to see from the air if we can see it on the fire truck itself. I do not see it yet, but hopefully we do now. But let's go back to Eagle, because full screen, because you can see there's the Brinks security vehicle. And the front of it is just absolutely destroyed by the vehicle fire. Go back to the traffic shot. They're now flooding it. You can see that that would be driver area of the vehicle, and they are doing everything they can to bring everything under control. The fire clearly out now, and they're just trying to cool things down. I would imagine that it is a little complicated towing a vehicle of this weight. A Brinks security vehicle is going to be considerable in weight. Not any tow truck is going to be able to remove it from the scene. I'm sure they're already thinking ahead and trying to get a tow truck with the correct weight grade to the scene that they can remove this vehicle safely from the bridge itself and get all lanes of traffic open again. But man, when we're talking about all lanes of traffic, it's sorely needed. Eagle 8 HD showing this is actually the lanes in the opposite direction, the southbound lanes. The northbound lanes are what's dark there on the other side because there's no cars on it. So we're talking about a massive traffic inconvenience for commuters. As we go back now live to the traffic camera. JB back with you live, everybody, on WFLA Now. Specifically for our YouTube audience, there might be some confusion. We were initially live for a human leg that was discovered by a kayaker in McKay Bay of Tampa. So you might be looking for that coverage. We were live with that about 45 minutes ago now. We were live talking about the human leg that was discovered by a kayaker in McKay Bay, and that the dive teams with TPD were there at the scene looking for any additional signs of maybe, just maybe, more human remains. That story, if you want to read the latest on that, click on the link in the description of this video. Take over to WFLA.com, the WFLA app. You can read the latest on what we have, but we're still awaiting the responses from several phone calls that we've made here at WFLA to find out more on that story. The story that we then pivoted to as Eagle 8 HD was landing, went right as the descent was occurring, it's just sent Eagle right back up. And it was for this vehicle fire that we would later learn was a Brinks security vehicle. Eagle 8 HD right now is returning to the nest at Peter Knight Airport, and a beautiful shot just showing you here the travel back to Tampa, Florida. But the story here at the Skyway Bridge is twofold. It is first and foremost we're hoping that the driver and any potential passenger that may have been in there, hopefully they're doing okay. You do see a couple of individuals standing, and we have over the last several minutes, we've seen individuals standing nearby that don't appear to be associated with fire rescue. So that could be potentially a driver, but we cannot say for certain. Go dual box, show you Eagle 8 HD, a beautiful shot of Tampa, Florida, and Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital there on the left side of your screen, right side of your screen, staying with the Skyway Bridge. But The story on the right side of your screen is twofold in that we're hoping that the driver is okay. We're hoping that if there was a passenger, that passenger is okay. We're still trying to find out exactly what the cause of the fire is. And then the second component is the traffic nightmare that has unfolded on the Skyway Bridge tonight. It's going to be a long ride home for a lot of people traveling between Pinellas and Manatee counties, and that's a considerable amount of people that make that trip on a daily basis, or people that are just going from place A to place B on a normal day here in the Tampa Bay area. An interesting observation from some of our commenters that I haven't really thought about, because my mind, and I'll just explain how my mind works. My mind first and foremost goes to the safety of those involved. A vehicle fire those were large flames, and it might look small on a mobile device, might look small on your phone, but those flames were shooting out at the top of that Brinks security vehicle, many feet above the top of the vehicle itself. So we're talking about a pretty large vehicle fire with flames as high as 10 feet, maybe more in the air. So my mind goes first and foremost to the safety of the driver and whomever else might have been in the vehicle itself. But some of our commenters making a really great point. What was the security vehicle hauling? Was it money? And what happens when money goes up in flames? It's a very good question. And, of course, vehicles like this, Brinks security vehicles, when they do transportation, these vehicles are insured usually, and we're talking about transporting goods that are, if you're using a Brinks security vehicle, you're likely transporting something of significant value. And so we don't know what was in the back of this Brinks security vehicle. It was likely something of value, or perhaps it was just wasn't a lot of cargo back there. We have the fire originating at one end versus the other end. The fire started at the engine. You can clearly see when we look at the video in the very beginning of the stream that was where the fire originated, in front of the driver, or within the driver and passenger area itself. It was at the front of the Brinks security vehicle, not in the back of the vehicle. So you can see here that a quick response by fire rescue team members, they were able to put out this fire, and it's very likely that the contents of the Brinks security vehicle are intact, that there wasn't too much damage. It's possible that there was some damage if the fire was able to breach the cargo area, but we don't know. But some of the commenters pointing out, we don't know, just saying what could have been in the back of the vehicle itself. Very, very astute observation. I'm looking at our YouTube audience, and hello to our YouTube audience. I see Anthony and Cassie and Michael and Stephanie Howe and Rebecca Pratt. A lot of folks. John Williams joining us, saying that they'll just print more money. Was the comment from John Williams? And yeah, they will, of course, if it was cash in the back. Yeah, it's what they do. You print more money. But first and foremost, it all comes down to the health and the safety of the driver and the passenger, and we're just hoping that they're okay. If there's any somewhat promising sign, is that the vehicle itself appears to have been, pulled over to the shoulder with accuracy. It wasn't as if the fire spontaneously broke out and they had to quickly make an exit, and they're covering multiple lanes of traffic, or park diagonally across the highway, across the Skyway Bridge. It looks like a pretty neat parking job on the shoulder. So you would hope, and you would imagine, you're thinking, you might be thinking how I'm thinking, that that the fire started, or maybe smoke started coming. They pulled over, and the driver and any potential passenger was able to get out safely. That's what we hope. As soon as we know, where does it go? WFLA.com, the WFLA app. So clearly the scene calming down a bit, but we're going to stay live with you. Reason being is because we're awaiting new details. We want to pass those along to you. And also, we're staying here with you live because this is still a massive traffic nightmare. Your car is off right now if you're behind this. There's no point in wasting gas, and it's a beautifully, let's get an accurate temperature for you from St. Pete, Florida. That's basically the nearest point of reference. And St. Pete, Florida right now is a temperature of 76 degrees. It's beautiful out. You're probably on the Skyway. You're getting a nice, comfortable breeze right now. So it's not like you have to keep your car on for heat or you have to keep your car on for air conditioning. You could probably just, kick your feet up in your car, or you can, stand outside of your vehicle and maybe talk to some of the other drivers there on the highway, because you're doing nothing for a period of an hour or longer. And we don't know much longer it's going to be until they clear out at least one lane of traffic to get things moving in the right direction. So we're going to stay here with you live, because there are people that are probably on their phones right now in this parking lot of traffic, frustrated and wanting to know what's going on at the very front of the line. That's what you're looking at here on the right side of your screen. We're going to stay here with you live until traffic releases so that people can get on their merry way and on to their destinations. And we also want to know when the tow truck is going to get there, because they have to open up all lanes of traffic, and it's likely that they'll be unable to do so until they tow the Brinks security vehicle here away from the scene. Gorgeous shot from Eagle 8 HD. You're looking at it here, showing you a bit of the return trip from Pinellas County back to Hillsborough County, back to Peter O'Knight Airport in Tampa, Florida, and just showing you just how beautiful our city is. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful city, a beautiful region of the country, not just during the day, but also here at night. Best part, though, and people know about this in Tampa Bay, the best part is between the day and between the night. It's sunrise and sunset in Tampa. Oh, and now what's this? Another response. Hold on, folks. I got to alert our newsroom. As Eagle 8 HD follows yet another response. You can see a lot from the air, and you saw that it was perhaps an ambulance or a fire rescue vehicle. And we'll see if Eagle checks in on that. But returning home to the nest at Peter O'Knight Airport. But let's break down some new information that we just got in from Steve Gaskins. He's the Public Information Officer, the Public Affairs Officer for FHP. That's Florida Highway Patrol. We get a lot of releases from Sergeant Steve Gaskins, and I'll read it as follows. November 11th, 2021 at 5:53 p.m. FHP troopers responded to a vehicle fire involving a Brinks truck. The fire appears to be the result of a mechanical issue. The truck is stopped along the northbound outside emergency lane near the top of the Skyway Bridge. No injuries are reported. Drivers are urged to use caution due to smoke and emergency personnel on scene. Break down the most important part about this first. No injuries reported. It's exactly what we want to hear. A mechanical issue with the truck is the reason for the fire. Drivers are urged to use caution due to smoke and emergency personnel on scene. What does that mean? Well, that very clearly means that if they do open up one lane of traffic and you're going to be driving past this, you don't want your windows rolled down. You probably want to leave your windows rolled up. So they're going to be opening up a lane of traffic here, I would imagine, here shortly, just to get traffic flowing in the right direction. And then once a tow truck is able to get to the scene, it's very difficult to get to this spot on the Skyway Bridge. Once a tow truck gets there, it'll take some time. It'll probably take a considerable amount of time, maybe as much as half an hour. We're talking about a significant amount of weight to load onto that tow truck, get it out of there, and then all the lanes of traffic will then be open on the Skyway Bridge in the northbound direction. But again, first and foremost, no injuries are reported, and that likely is as a result is what we were talking about earlier, that the vehicle is parked quite neatly in this emergency lane on the shoulder itself of the Skyway Bridge in the northbound direction. So the driver might have seen something go wrong, or maybe just if it was a mechanical issue, perhaps the driver was alerted to something going wrong. And I'm talking about maybe the driver noticing that the vehicle wasn't behaving properly, pulled over, and then maybe that's when the vehicle fire started. We don't know if the vehicle fire started while the vehicle was in motion or while the vehicle was stopped. But we've lost a lot of light and you can see that it's really hard to even make out that it's a Brink security truck here from the traffic camera shot, as Eagle 8 HD has now officially landed at Peter O'Knight Airport. So we'll stay here with you live from the traffic shot, because we want drivers in the area to know when northbound traffic is moving again. But let's just point out the unbelievably painfully obvious fact that if you're driving in this area, in the Tampa Bay area, you should really avoid the Skyway Bridge, especially in the northbound direction. Latest on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. JB back with you live, everybody, on WFLA Now, and we're going to stay here with you live with the traffic camera shot showing you the northbound lanes completely closed off right now to traffic on the Skyway Bridge. Northbound, that's of course going from Manatee County to Pinellas County, heading from the Sarasota area to the St. Petersburg area. So lanes closed off. We're going to stay here with you live to show you when lanes are going to be reopened, because this is, of course, a major story of transportation significance in the Tampa Bay area, with this evening commute pretty much being put at to just a complete stalling point in this direction. So we'll stay here with you live. I'll be hopping off the mic, and we're going to stay here with you live with just the raw feed here on WFLA Now. Really quickly, I just checked with our team. There is no new information on the human leg that was discovered by a kayaker about 90 minutes or so ago, or at least that was when our live stream began, when Eagle 8 HD, and you can rewind this video, or if you're on Facebook, you can go to the previous post. It'll take you to our previous live stream, or the beginning of our live stream coverage here on WFLA Now, where we showed you Tampa dive teams that were examining the area of McKay Bay because a human leg was discovered by a kayaker. I just asked our team. We are working the phones. We're trying to get more information, but this is a developing situation right now, and we have no new information to report at this very moment. That's not to say that they couldn't be calling us back or texting us back or emailing us back within the next several minutes. Developing stories, that's how they work. We get new information all the time. All that new information gets published to WFLA.com, the WFLA app. Folks, I'm stepping away from the microphone. I'll be, of course, monitoring things here on social media. We're going to be sending things over now to this feed on the Skyway Bridge, the traffic camera shot, so that drivers in the area know exactly when lanes start to reopen. We'll stay here with you live, everybody, on WFLA Now. To our YouTube audience specifically, JB Buno here with you live again on WFLA Now. We're going to be ending the stream here on YouTube Live. However, you can hop over to WFLA.com, the WFLA app, where we'll stay live with this traffic camera shot showing you the results of a Brinks vehicle fire on the Skyway Bridge, hoping that there is an opening for lanes of traffic here shortly. And we'll stay with that traffic camera shot, the one that you're looking at right now, on WFLA.com, the WFLA app, for those of you looking for traffic updates. But for our YouTube Live audience, we're saying goodnight for now, and we'll see you in the next live stream here on WFLA Now.